experience with that movie. I'd be curious to hear a little bit.
You know, you saying those wonderful things about Dreamcatcher, it's startling to me, because what happens is you make these movies, and making that was as much fun as, I've had great fun on all 11 movies I've directed, and I gotta say that there are plenty of days when you say, why did I do this, how did I get into this, why is this the worst job, I thought it was the best job in the world, it turns out to be the worst job in the world, all those things. But basically I've been very, ecstatic to be on the set, and can't believe that it came true. And Dreamcatcher was a great experience, like these others. And then when it came out, it was just roundly rejected by the critics, and it did business, but not the kind of business that Warner Brothers wanted it to do, so it was considered a failure. And you do an enormous amount of self-recrimination, and you think, like, what did I do wrong? Why is it that I thought this was good? Because you always think, until, you get to the first screening, anyway, you think it's good. I mean, you've done the best you can. You know that you've compromised in ways that you had to. But you think, I know why every image is the way it is, and why we made every cut. And then you start presenting it to the world, and you find out that some people agree with you, and some people don't.
Yeah.
That's true on the successful films, too. And you'll never remember a good review your entire life. You remember bad reviews. I mean, I've stopped reading them pretty much, because they don't do any. I saw a thing yesterday, Steven Soderbergh had said he stopped after Traffic and Aaron Brockovich, because he said, it can only get worse from here. And he was right. It's a natural trajectory of critical response. When a new person shows up, he has all the advantages. His voice is fresh, and people have not seen it, and they may do things that are exciting to people, and that's when you're most likely to be well received. As they get used to you, and as maybe you don't do as well, or maybe the material is not as fresh, but there is a kind of, and this is not just in movies, this is in music, this is in novels, this is in all the arts. People, there's just a trajectory of rejection. Anyway, so to get back to Dreamcatcher, and I'm still woozy from your praise, I learned to, feel I'd failed with it completely. I didn't feel that when I was making it, but when it came out, I thought, oh, I did this wrong, I did that wrong, I shouldn't have listened, I was too caught up in the experience, and there were indications that I didn't pick up on, which is true every time, I think. People around you are telling you things, and you're saying, no, I have to be the true believer for this movie. And that gets you where you are to begin with, but it can also make you crazy. That's why having a long career in Hollywood is a bitch.